Hey everyone, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. So the other day I posted a really fun, bright look to my Instagram. You know, it's starting to warm up here in Australia and it's just reminded me of summer. It was just so fun and colourful and it was actually really easy to create. You know, I'm only using 3 shades. It just involves lots of blending. So I wanted to do a tutorial to show you how I created that look. I'm sure you guys are aware now that I love playing with colour. You know, don't get me wrong, I love my neutral looks, but I'm like, why stick to the browns and greys when you can go for fluoro yellow or bright pink? I just think as long as you feel good and confident about the look, I'm happy to walk out in the street with like purple brows and like lime green eyes and black lips. Like, I just think as long as you feel good and confident about the way you look, then why not rock any style or color or anything? You know, it's makeup. Have fun with it. And I hopefully encourage you guys to maybe step out of your comfort zone, try some other colors. You know, you could totally still have a wearable look involving color. I don't know, it's got real deep real quick. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave and check out my social media links below. And let's just go ahead and get started. Let's of course prime the skin. So I'm going to take this Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, and this just really smooths out the skin. It creates a really nice canvas for the foundation. So I'm just applying it on my hand and rubbing it into my skin. It seriously makes the skin so soft, it's crazy. This product also fills in any lumps or bumps, you know, any pores, and I also find that it blurs the skin and blurs redness, which is good. For foundation, I'm going to take the Urban Decay All Nighter, and this is a long wearing full coverage matte finish foundation, and I've got the shade 0.5. You guys know the drill by now. I'm going to take some of the Cover FX custom cover drops in G80 just so that it matches my fake tan. You know, I always used to get foundations in my natural skin color because I used to fake tan every so often, but it's now become part of my routine. So I now buy my foundation shades in my fake tan color, but I still think that's a really handy tip. You know, I know that I certainly don't want to buy 3 shades of each foundation, so if you just get your natural foundation color and then you can get a dropper to drop in to darken the foundation to match your fake tan, whatever stage it is. You know, if you've just applied it and it's really deep, or you know it's fading, you can just drop in a small amount. I just think that's a really handy tip, and it also saves a lot of money. And to blend this out, I'm taking the Sigma flat kabuki brush. And I really like this foundation. I haven't been reaching for it as much because, as you can see, it has a very matte finish and I'm more into that dewy skin lately. But maybe for someone who has oily skin, you may love this foundation. I mean, just look at the coverage. It is beautiful. It has a beautiful finish to it. It's really good foundation. So let's add a little bit more coverage around the eyes and add some highlight to the center of my face. So I'm going to use the Benefit Boi-ing Airbrush Concealer, and this is in the shade number 1. I'm just going to take this on my beauty blender and start applying it under my eyes, down the center of my face. Also applying that on my eyelids. You know, I never use an eye primer for my shadows. I just find that concealer does the job, and you know, I don't want to start caking products on my eyes, so concealer does the job fine. Before I set my face, I just want to add a little bit of glow to the high points of my face, as this is such a matte foundation. So I'm going to take the Anastasia Liquid Glow in Oyster, and this has kind of like a pinky glow to it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my beauty blender, just apply it to the tops of my cheekbones and bring it around to above my brow. And that just adds a little bit of glow and dimension to the face so that it doesn't look so matte and flat. So to set the face, I'm going to start by taking a translucent powder, because for the rest of my face, I'm going to be using a pressed powder that has more coverage, but I don't want to be adding more coverage around my eyes because then it can start to get a little bit heavy and cakey. So I'm just going to take a translucent powder on the Morphe Y11 brush, and I'm just going to be applying this under my eyes and on my eyelids to set those liquids into place. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to take the L'Oreal Infallible Powder Foundation, and this is in the shade Beige, and I really like this one. It just adds a little bit more coverage while setting the rest of the face. I'm just going to quickly contour the cheeks with the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. This is my favourite product to contour with. It just adds a little bit of shape before we start to bronze and warm up the skin. I'm going in with the Australis AC On Tour Highlighting and Contour Kit, and this is in Light. I'm going to be taking this warm shade just to start to bronze up and warm up my complexion. I'm taking that above where we apply the contour and around the perimeters of my face. Let's add some colour to the face. So I'm going in with the Morphe N9 Blush Palette and taking this pink from the top centre and just applying that to the apples of my cheeks and bringing it back towards my temples. For highlighter, I've been really enjoying lately the Jeffreestar Cosmetics Skin Frost in Princess Cut. And in the pan, it's a little bit like, ooh, because it's like a baby pink colour. But on the cheeks, it's just like this icy, slightly pink highlighter. It's just, I mean, look at that. How beautiful. It's so pigmented. You literally only need the smallest amount. And with this pan size, it's gonna last me a lifetime. Whew, look at that blinding glow, yes. So let's go ahead and move on to the eyes. So I'm gonna take the Morphe 35B palette and dip into that bright yellow shade, and I'm gonna be applying this in my crease and blending it up towards my brow bone to act as a transition shade. And now taking that bright orange shade on a slightly more tapered brush, I'm gonna be focusing this in my crease and blending it in to that bright yellow shade. And I'm going between brushes, so I'm now going to go in with the first brush we used, which has a little bit of the yellow left on it, just to blend out that orange so that it's nice ombre and gradient of colour rather than having any harsh unblended lines. And I'm just continuously building up that orange shade until I reach my desired intensity. Now dipping into that fun bright pink shade, I'm going to kind of use it as the equivalent of like a dark brown or a black, just the darkest shade out of the products that we're going to be using. So that means I'm going to really be tucking it on the outer corner of my eye and tucking it into that crease so that we have some nice depth into the look. And going back in with the brush we used to apply that orange shade, of course, blending everything out. Let's go ahead and carve out this half cut crease. So you guys know that I love the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Concealer to do this. So of course I'm going to be taking this on a flat top synthetic brush and applying this above my natural crease, as I do have hooded eyes and I want more lid space to work with. Once I reach where I want to end this half cut crease, I just like to go in with my finger to kind of blend that edge out into the pink. I'm just setting that half cut crease with some translucent powder before I go ahead and do the other eye, just to ensure the concealer doesn't move or crease. So what I'm going to do now is go back in with some of that bright pink shade. I'm just going to blend out the edge of that concealer so that it's nice and blended into the rest of the eyeshadow. I'm now just going to quickly spritz my brush just to get a little bit damp so that it picks up more of the shadow. And this is the Zoeva Luxe Precise Shader Brush. And I'm going to go back into that yellow shade and I'm going to apply it to my inner corner. And we're going to have a nice ombre of colour. So we're going to go from the yellow to orange to the outer corner, which is pink. So I'm just going to be applying that yellow to the inner corner, and I'm leaving the center of that half cut crease bare because that is where we're going to be applying the orange and blending it into the yellow and pink. With that same brush, I'm just going to pick up some of that orange shade and I'm going to be applying this to the center of the lid space that we left bare. And I'm going to be blending it a little bit later, so for now, we're just going to be packing on the color. Once I reach the edges, I'm going to start to feather that orange shade out into the yellow and pink. Let's go ahead and carve out this half cut crease. So I'm going to take the NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner, and this is in the shade Vivid Fire. So I'm taking that product on the brush and I'm going to be applying it to the edge of that half cut crease. So before we move on to the lower lash line, I'm just going to be applying some mascara. This is the Milani Big and Bigger Lashes mascara. And I've been really enjoying this one. It kind of reminds me of my favorite mascara, which is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. It really volumizes the lashes and I've been really liking it. So for the lower lash line, it's going to be the same process as the lid. So I'm going to start off with the yellow shade and I'm going to be applying a generous amount of that so that we have a nice blend and gradient of color. Then going in with the orange shade and tucking that a little bit closer to my waterline. Then finally the pink shade, I'm going to be applying this as close to my waterline as possible, as well as applying it on my waterline so that my waterline is pink. and then of course applying mascara to the lower lashes. I'm going to quickly highlight my brow bone and inner corner with the same Jeffreestar highlighter that we used on our cheeks. And this is of course optional, but I'm going to take a little rhinestone and apply it to my inner corner because I just think it looks so cute and adds that little extra something to the look. So I'm going to take the Duo Lash Glue and use that to adhere the rhinestone to my inner corner, and this lash glue is going to ensure that that rhinestone is not going anywhere. Before we do the lips, let's just lock everything into place using the Kat Von D Lock It Setting Spray just to ensure that nothing moves throughout the day. So for lips, I didn't want to take away from the eye look, so I went for a little bit more of a subtle colour. So I'm taking the Tarte Tarteist Lip Paint in the shade Salty. Now this colour is beautiful, but I do find this formula to be a little bit drying, so I'd probably recommend it more for if you're only wearing it for a few hours rather than the whole day. So I want to darken up this lip shade a little bit, and I thought a gloss would look really nice with this look. So I'm going in with the Too Faced Sweet Peach Lip Gloss in the shade Papa Don't Peach. Now I actually don't really like these lip glosses. I cannot stand the smell. It smells like artificial peaches to me. I don't understand how people like it because I'm like, I need this off of my lips. And I also think that for the money, I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it. I'd probably rather just go for a NYX lip gloss, but I have spent the money on it and this color is perfect, so that's what I'm going to be using today. I'm just going to have to hold my breath until this video is over. Oh, why do I do that? I always smell things that I know I don't like just to make sure that I don't like it, just to double check, and yeah, I still don't like it. I don't understand how people like it. Like, it just smells like chemicals to me. I don't get it. Oh, the smell, I actually can't. Alrighty, and this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed and you liked the finished look. Thank you so much for all your support on Instagram, by the way. Like, every comment and everything, it just means so much to me, and like, it warms my heart. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. I can taste it. Oh my gosh, get it off, get it off.